All right, today we're diving into something really cool. A figure of rhetoric so new it was literally forged in our time by a thinker named Leonidas Esquire Williamson. We're talking about a whole new way of using language, one that gets its inspiration not from ancient Greece, but from the totally mind-bending world of quantum physics.
So let's start with a wild thought. We tend to think of words as solid things, right? Tools we use to nail down reality. But what if they could do something more? What if a single idea could exist in multiple states at the exact same time, just like a quantum particle?
Now, to really get where we're going with this, we've got to take a quick look back at where we've come from. Our journey starts with the classic tool of rhetoric, something you've probably heard 1,000 times, but maybe didn't know it had a name: Merism.
So what is Merism? It's actually a beautifully simple trick. Instead of naming a whole thing, you just list a few of its key parts, usually the opposites. Your brain does the rest of the work, filling in the blanks and understanding that you mean the entire thing, the whole shebang. And this is the perfect example, right? These famous wedding vows are Merism in action. They don't list out every single thing that could happen in a marriage. They just give you the extremes, richer and poorer, sickness and health. And by doing that, they manage to cover all possible situations in life. It creates a complete, static whole.
Okay, but what happens when you take that classical idea and you blast it with a little quantum weirdness? Well, this is where language gets a serious, radical upgrade. We're about to jump from a world of fixed, solid parts into a universe of shimmering, endless potential.
You know, in quantum mechanics, there's this idea of superposition, where a particle is in all of its possible states at once, right up until the moment you look at it. So what if language could pull that off? What if instead of listing parts to describe a fixed reality, we could list potential states to create this dynamic, unresolved thing?
This really gets to the heart of it. Think of it like this. Merism gives you two dots on a page to define a solid, straight line. Fluxion, on the other hand, gives you two coexisting possibilities to create a cloud of potential. It's the difference between a photograph and a flowing, unpredictable river.
And so, here it is, the brand new figure of speech from Williamson, Fluxion. It's not about what something is by naming its pieces. It's about what it could be by holding all its different, even contradictory futures in the very same moment. This is the language of becoming.
The rules here are simple, but they're incredibly powerful. First, you list two or more potential identities. And this is the crucial part. They aren't happening one after another. They are happening at the same time. The result? You get this feeling of vibrant, almost electric, unresolved energy.
Let's see it in action. Just listen to the tension in this. He isn't the hero, then the villain. He is both, right now, in this moment. The sentence itself is holding two completely opposite futures inside of one person. That unresolved energy, that's the magic of Fluxion.
Here's another beautiful one. Until you actually open that book, until you observe it, it exists in this state of pure potential. It's both a life-changing masterpiece and a bunch of worthless paper at the same time. Fluxion captures that pre-observed state perfectly.
And this one brings us right back to where it all started. It's a perfect description of the famous wave-particle duality from quantum physics. Is an atom a wave, or is it a particle? Well, in the language of Fluxion, it doesn't have to choose. It gets to be both at once.
But look, this isn't just some fancy poetic device. It's actually a super powerful tool for talking about the messy, complicated, unresolved stuff we deal with every single day. So why does this matter? Let's take a look at how this actually works in the real world.
So think about trying to describe a new AI. If you call it the artist's brush and the mathematician's proof, you capture both its creative and its logical potential at the same time. Or in politics, an undecided state isn't just one thing, is it? It's both the tipping point and the stalemate, holding the energy of two completely different outcomes. And even for ourselves, seeing a tough time as both the wound and the healing, that's a really profound way to talk about complexity.
So Fluxion gives our language this quantum superpower, the ability to be multiple things at once. But this incredible, expansive new power, it naturally leads us to a brand new and pretty critical question.
I mean, this quote just says it all, doesn't it? Fluition is all about flow and movement and pure possibility. It refuses to let truth become some static, dusty monument. Instead, it insists that truth is a living, moving river. And here's the challenge that raises. If everything is just this shimmering cloud of potential, how do we ever nail down what anything is? If a word can mean so many different things all at once, how can it mean any one specific thing? Language expands outward, sure, but it also has to be able to snap back on itself.
Because sometimes, language does the complete opposite of Fluxion. It slams the door shut on all possibility and collapses everything into one undeniable, self-referential point. These phrases aren't about potential. They're about the gravity of identity. They are the still point right after the wave crashes.
And that move, that rhetorical device where a word just defines itself by being itself, well, that has a name too. From the wild, unbound dance of Fluxion, we land at the paradox of closure, a figure we're going to explore next time, called Autodeixis. Thanks for watching.